Hello, my name is Jaylee Ortman, and this is my e-portfolio that I created for my IT 371 technology class at Emporia State University. A little overview about the portfolio. I created this to be able to showcase all of the projects and activities that I was able to do and create while in my class, but I also wanted to incorporate my ideas and my personal feelings on some of these things and how I would choose to use these in my future classroom. A little bit more about me. I'm a junior at Emporia State University. I love to watch and play sports. I love to travel and see new things, and I love to spend time with friends and family. I am very excited to be able to use my job and the platform that gives me to help educate and inspire the next generation because my goal is to create a better tomorrow and to be a positive role model in children's lives. And so I'm very excited to be on my education journey at Emporia State to live that dream out. So the first thing we can go ahead and get into on the portfolio is the video tab. So this will showcase some videos that I was able to create. The first one being a green screen video. So that was some advanced features on iMovie that I was able to use. Powtoon, I have worked with Powtoon before, so that was very fun to go back and create another one. It has your templates and your images already there, so all you have to do is add your text, so it makes it really easy for educators. Toontastic is sort of the same, but instead of text, you can create a voiceover. So you're still able to pick your scenery, and I was able to add in the students here, and as you can see, there's my avatar, but then I was able to voice over and talk about whatever topic. So I created this one for bike safety. An instructional video that I created was just on how to add. This again was also made in iMovie, but this was not advanced. So this is just the basic features of what iMovie has to offer and how I chose to use it. So if you're looking for an easy way to add a video to your classroom or to your lesson plan that you created, iMovie is a great way to do that. So that was very fun. The projects that I created, let me click it here. The first that I want to talk about is Edmodo and Schoolology. Schoolology, we weren't able to dive very deep in it because it became so popular that you can no longer create a free account. So because of that, I wasn't able to make my own page, but I did link here the website. So if you just click this, you're able to go to the website and you can learn more if you feel to do so. But Edmodo was something I was able to work in, and this here is a screenshot of my Edmodo workspace. So I personally like Edmodo because it's a great way for me to not only keep in contact with my students, but also parents. So this is a great way to make sure that you're collaborating with your parents in your classroom and that they feel that they know what's going on at all times. So you can add polls or quizzes, or you can just send out reminders. So if you have a class party coming up or a field trip, things like that, it's very easy to just type something up and then send it. Whoever you have in your Edmodo workspace can see that, and it's just a great way to stay connected. So I really did enjoy working with Edmodo. Here's a lesson plan that I created. It corresponds to the standard 1G3, so it was a first grade math standard. A storyboard. This is a storyboard that I created. This is just a way for you to make sure that you have all of your information organized before you go into creating your presentation. So just a way for you to brainstorm on paper. Concept mapping is something that I loved creating, and I think that I would use in my classroom all the time. This is the one that I made for class, and this was a goal sheet for me. So I had personal, mental, college, daily, and educational goals. And what I like about concept mapping is that you're able to take a goal and you can break it up into pieces, and then you can even break it down more, and you can just keep going and going. So you can make this as broad or as in-depth as you would like. And so something I think is super cool, I thought for maybe upper elementary, is this could be assignments for the week. We could do math, English, science, social studies. You can break up what you have to do, print it off, and then you can just cross it out when you're done. And this is a great way to help students learn how to stay organized and to stay on top of their assignments. So concept mapping is something super, super cool that I enjoyed. Stormboard is another way to do that. This just isn't as organized as the concept mapping, so I was able to add in these sticky notes and I was able to split it into categories, but it's just not as organized, but it is still a great way to get the same results. And I did again link the website here if you want to learn more about that. I was able to write a few papers on some things that we learned in this class, so I have all of them showcased here. The first one you'll see is a flipped learning reflection, basically just talking about what flipped learning is, how I felt about it, and something that I found interesting when learning about the flipped learning. Instructional documents. This is something I want to talk about because I feel that these are so important, especially now with how much hybrid learning we have going on, or even remote learning. This is a great way for you to add a how-to if you have something that your students are struggling with. So if you are online, let's say students don't know how to work Zoom. This is your first time having a class. Maybe it's kindergarten. They don't know how to work Zoom. Parents don't know. You are able to create this instructional document that would help them navigate the website, and it will take you step by step. So you can see here I created mine on how to create a Google document. So here's step one. I did, add a little text box that will tell you what's going on, but it's important to add these images. I had them bright red so you could make sure that you could see them. And it just shows you how to create the Google document, type what you want, how to export. But it was super easy to create, and this is something you could have on file all the time. So if you ever needed to send those out to students or parents, you have it ready. So that's a great tool, and I definitely would use that in my classroom. Here's a paper about TPACT. I talked about the 3 main components that TPACT is composed of, so you can find those there. Classcraft, there's a link here that you can go to the website, but this is also a screenshot of what you would see when you clicked the link. And this is just a great way for educators to reach their students in a fun and interactive way. So it kind of goes along the ideas of the gamification and game-based learning. So if that's something that you're interested in, I definitely suggest diving deeper into that. And again, I did link the website, so you can click this and it will redirect you to the Classcraft website, and then you can go from there. Here is the gamification and game-based learning reflection that I did, and in here I explained the differences, and then I also explained how I feel I would use both of those in my classroom. 21st century learning was the last thing I was able to showcase for this section, and I think that it's very important that we also bring students along the journey with us when we talk about 21st century learning. A lot of times we focus on educators and how they need to stay up to date, and we often forget that students need to stay right there with us. So it's important that we go on that journey together, and we're, giving students the best possible education that we can give them. The last slide I have is my tech effect slide. So this is something we spent a lot of time in IT 371 talking about, so I thought it was very important that it have its own tab so you can come back here and look at this whenever. Something I did want to point out is that I added this TED Talk. I really enjoyed this video. This basically talks about how important it is to put your device down and connect with the outside world. Not saying that screen time is bad and that all screen time is bad, but I feel that it is very important to use technology when it's good and when it's helpful, and then to put it down and to refocus yourself into the real world. I also added some ways that you can help protect your children from blue light. Blue light is one of the main reasons why we talk about getting out of our devices and putting them down, because it can be very harmful. So here are 4 different ways that you can protect your children. One I wanted to point out was the blue light glasses. This isn't probably necessary for, younger elementary, but as they get older into middle school and high school, especially at the collegiate level, for me, it is important to have those if you want to protect yourself from exposure of the blue light. Signs and symptoms, just kind of basic to every person that would be feeling them: tiredness or fatigue, headache, migraines, dry, itchy, or red eyes. So if you start to notice those in your child, that's a great way to catch it and say, okay, we need to put the screens down and find something else to do. So, in conclusion, I do think that technology is very important, and I do think that it's great for the classroom and we can do so many wonderful things with it. But I also understand that there are side effects and there are risks to being in technology too often. I was able to embed these two websites, so if you want to, you can click these and it'll redirect you to the website where I got that information, and you can read in more about it and hopefully figure out some more information and find what works best for you, your family, or your students in your classroom. So I hope you were able to learn some new things, and I hope you enjoyed seeing all the projects that I was able to create. I had a fun time creating them, and thank you for watching.